Hello, this is your Lunoscope for the weekend of September 29th and 30th. We're going to have a beautiful weekend this weekend, the last 2 days of September. And on Saturday morning, the moon will still be finishing up its journey through Taurus and bringing us a little bit of change. We're going to be experiencing change. It seems like sometimes the seasons are almost instant, especially where I live. I have a feeling that things are going to start cooling down. We're going to start thinking about October, even though we're still in September. We're going to start feeling that fall crisp morning, and the morning is punctuated by the card of change. We have the Eight of Worlds for those final degrees of Taurus. The Eight of Worlds can be talking about actually recognizing that the work that we're doing is creating change. We're going to start seeing the first tangible evidence of all the work we've been doing this whole week. We're going to be seeing that just our dedication, our stick-to-itness, all of that continued craftsmanship is bringing the changes, and we're starting to see them this morning. We're starting to feel them tangibly. And shortly after, the moon will move into the early degrees of Gemini, and the card for the early degrees of Gemini is the Nine of Wands. So on Saturday, we'll step into this Nine of Wands energy. And I don't know if you can see it, but the word on the top of this card is integrity. In the traditional tarot, this Nine of Wands shows a man who's kind of been working really hard. He's been in battle, and he's standing there and he's bandaged up and he's holding his wand, and he's like, I'm so glad I could stop fighting. And for me, that's kind of what integrity is like, you know. We all want to believe that we have a lot of integrity and that we're standing in our integrity, but sometimes it's a lot of work to really be conscious that all of our decisions that we're making are in our integrity. I mean, on a really physical, tangible level, what is living in your integrity? To me, it is making sure that I'm really feeling inside the truth of how I really feel about something, and then acting in accordance with that truth, not just being polite or being obligatory or keeping up some kind of container that no longer feels appropriate for me. My body has feelings about the way that I live my life, and sometimes my mind can override, and that takes me out of integrity. As simple, I mean, it sounds so slippery, but the more I really pay attention to the way my body feels and I take action toward that, the greater I trust myself, and the more comfortable I feel in my body. And it's simple. It could be even like eating something. Like my mind could want to eat something, and my body could feel like it doesn't really want that, or it could be, or the other way around. But tomorrow, we will be challenged to become conscious of our integrity, and it could be that we get to a point where we're just tired of fighting it. We're just tired of fighting between our mind and our body. We want to actually give our body what it's asking for and stop trying so hard to do things that are out of what our body wants to do. So tomorrow, it's a beautiful day to really take a look at that in your life. It's a weekend, so it'll be interesting to see how that shakes out for you. Oh, I've got both my cats on the desk. You can't even see them, but they're all around my computer. On Sunday, here, I'm going to show you my kitties. This is Grace, and she doesn't want to be on the camera. And then I have Juniper. There's Juniper. They're sisters. Juniper's a little more photogenic, I guess. But here you go. So on Sunday, the moon will still be in Gemini, and while the moon is in Gemini, we're in mutable Gemini. So we're nearing the end of the wands. Oh no. Oh my gosh, I have to start all over. I grabbed the wrong cards. We're not at the end of the wands, we're at the end of the air. And the end of the air is going to be crystals. So pardon me, I was going to start this video over, but I'm just going to roll with it. Definitely the wands is fire and Gemini is air. So in mutable air, we're going to be looking at the 10 of crystals. The 10 of crystals. Oh, interesting. The 10 of crystals is delusion. That's funny because when I laid these out, I was like, oh, awesome. We've got growth and seeker and all this stuff. But actually, the energy we're going to work with on Sunday is delusion, the 10 of crystals. And the 10 of crystals would be akin to the 10 of swords. And so that kind of changes things, doesn't it? And then we're looking at the child of swords, or no, the child of crystals in this deck. And so the child of crystals is the learner. So this changes everything. Well, since since I maybe was deluding myself into what this weekend was going to hold for me, I got fed a little humble pie there. The 10 of crystals, or the 10 of swords, is really the moment when all of our delusions fall, where we actually see that everything that we've been thinking and deciding and believing, a veil is lifted, and we see that it was all kind of bullshit. Like, it actually was just constructs of our mind, and it was keeping us prisoner, and not really, it was serving us in a way because it helped us to get stronger. But I wonder, the way that this ties into integrity is, wow, if you can really get into your integrity on Saturday night and really be honest with yourself and how your body feels, then by the morning, when we move into the 10 of crystals, those delusions that we've been having about our lives will actually be revealed to us, and we'll have a little bit of housekeeping to do internally. So that's funny, holding me accountable here. I'd love to choose the cycles differently, but that's not really how it works. So Sunday morning, there should be some eye-opening experiences when it comes to your beliefs about the way things are going in your life. And they're probably linked to some of the integrity that you come into on Saturday night. The child of crystals is the learner. And this is a really beautiful card. The learner talks to the part of us that gets young again, and actually recognizes that we don't know everything, and some of the things we did believe about our lives, we probably made that shit up when we were kids. And what happens when we recognize that the beliefs we had, that we created as children around significant events, when we've been living our life like that's the truth into adulthood, and those delusions fall down, we have an opportunity to be fresh again, and to learn as a child does. And so that's a really beautiful opportunity. It can be really humbling, and it can actually really make some great transformations. The other thing that's happening at this time is the sun is moving into the next week of Libra. And so we're moving into the 2 of crystals time. So the 2 of crystals is called equanimity. And isn't that beautiful? That equanimity would be coming at a time when we come into integrity, in a time when we come into allowing our internal voice to speak louder than our external voice, and let ourselves prove ourselves wrong about something we believe for a long time, and come into a more humble awareness of who we are, creating equanimity in our lives. I mean, I'm sure that some of the breakthroughs we have in that humbling process can really change the way that we relate to the people that we care about. It will probably change some conversations over the weekend. This doesn't seem like it's going to be a super like go to the beach kind of weekend, although go for it, go to the beach. You might discover while you're laying there relaxing in the final warmth of the fall or summer that there's a few things that haven't been going the way you had hoped in your life, and that there's things you need to address. So this took a bit of a turn, but I've committed to showing up and doing these readings, and it's teaching me something every single day. Even when I think I know what I'm going to talk about, I get schooled a little bit. So I'm going to continue showing up and sharing what I know about these cycles, and sharing a little bit of that inner guidance that I love to follow, so that I can stop deluding myself about my life and really look it in the eyes and be in my integrity and create equanimity. So I will post pictures of these over the weekend on my Instagram if you'd like to see those, and on my Facebook page, Lunation Live. And you can find all of that on my website at Lunation Live, lunation.live. So I hope you have a great weekend, and I hope that you welcome the eye-opening experiences that are coming your way. And I hope that you don't place blame or project or try to lessen or hold on to your delusions. I really hope that we can take these opportunities, because we have Venus moving retrograde soon, and it's going to fall down. The veils are going to fall down anyway. When Venus goes retrograde in Scorpio, she definitely disrobes a lot, and on a subconscious level, which will show up in our conscious lives, all of the veils are going to fall down anyway. So take a little preview this weekend, and get right with your feelings and be honest with the people in your world, or at least be honest with yourself. And I'll see you on Monday. All right, good luck. Bye-bye.